Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest online event here at the University of California, Merced. We are so thrilled that you can spend some time with us this evening. My name is Ricky Hill, and I'm an e-recruiter here at UC Merced. Thank you once again for joining us. Before we get started, let me give you a couple of quick tips. If you would like to adjust your audio settings, you can do so in the lower left corner of your screen. Just go ahead and click on the audio settings option and make those changes there. If you would like to adjust the size of your window, click on View Options in the upper portion of your screen and make those changes as needed. Lastly, and most importantly, we are here to get to your questions, so please take advantage of the Q&A button that you should find in the lower portion of your screen. You can simply click that button, send us your questions, and we will get to those during a live question and answer session at the end of this program. Once again, welcome to this great event. We are here for this event, and it is called My On-Campus Experience here at the University of California, Merced. At this time, it is my great pleasure to hand things over to our main presenter this evening, who is a current Bobcat here at UC Merced, handing things over to my colleague, Mac.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great evening. I'll be sharing with you my on-campus experience so far. I've lived on campus. This will be my fourth year living on campus. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. So, like I said, my name is Joshua Jones, but all my friends here call me Mac. I'm from Sacramento, California. My major is management and business economics. I will be a fourth year this year, and I currently serve as a resident assistant on campus. All right. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about were my challenges as a first year. And if you all are new to campus life or new to college in general, something you may all be able to relate to is being a first generation college student. And how I've overcome that is while living with students who endure similar struggles to me, and we've been able to motivate one another, right? Also, making connections with older students on campus and students who have had experiences that I'm currently experiencing, right? And they'll be able to offer guidance to me on how to tackle being a first generation college student. One of the next challenges I faced during my first year was overcommitment to extracurricular activities. During high school, I wasn't very active in really much anything. And when I came to college, I really wanted that to change. And so I thought the best way to do that was to join every single club possible and commit my time towards everyone, trying to take every single opportunity that was afforded to me, as many were. But what I was come to find out is that when you stretch yourself too thin, your overall productivity and your health can start to decline, right? I noticed I started staying up later than usual, not only finishing my classwork, but doing work for other clubs and organizations I was a part of. And so what I really had to do was to pick something that really spoke to me and really stuck with me, and something I could focus on and devote all my time and energy to. And for me, that was housing and residence education. Right. And one of the final challenges I faced during my first year happened to be managing my time effectively. I think that's something a lot of students, especially first generation college students, struggle with when coming to college, because, in high school, we spend 8 hours a day, right, in desk, walking through halls, right, and we're not really allowed to leave campus, right? But in college, it's completely different. You don't have your parents telling you to go to class, or anyone telling you to go to class for that matter. You may have two classes a day, right? One at 9 a.m. and another at 6 p.m., right? And the time in between those classes is totally up to you. And so whether you plan on focusing for your next class, like either studying and reading the material ahead of time or goofing off, right? All those can really make a difference as opposed to like your success in college. So like I mentioned earlier, I am an RA on campus, and that is resident assistant. And part of what my role is to build community by connecting you to other residents on campus, assisting with questions and offering appropriate resources to solve problems, coordinating activities that help you remain engaged while living on campus, and educating and enforcing housing policies so everyone feels welcome, as well as responding to emergencies within the residence halls. Um, Last year was actually my first year as an RA, and this year will be my second year. So I'm excited to do the same kind of work again. I've been in housing for 4 years now. So, yeah. All right. So, how has campus helped me with making friends? So, my first year, within the first week of moving on campus and meeting everyone who lived on my floor, a lot of times I really didn't. Sometimes I didn't even know their last names, but it felt like I had known them for months. The amount of things that we would share, the things we would do together, it's really special when like you're eating together, brushing your teeth, sleeping, right? So yeah, I mean, some of the my most memorable memories had to be relay racing down Scholars Lane at 1 a.m. on skateboards, right? Something about college is you often will stay up late at night, right? Because you have more freedom, right? More free time, and do some crazy things with your friends sometimes, and so a couple of my friends and I were skateboarding around campus, and we found three other students who were also skateboarding. We decided to have a relay race up and down the hill, and it honestly ended up being some of the most fun I've ever had. We've created games such as dodgeball tag. We'll take a dodgeball and run around tennis courts, tossing it at each other, and the person gets hit. They have to try to tag someone else, right? Something that's also been super great about living on campus is creating an intramural sports team with my floor mates. We played futsal, and if you're not aware with futsal, it's basically soccer, but indoors. It's played on a gym, um, and I wasn't too familiar with the game, but I ended up having an amazing time. Our floor mates would make posters and signs and come cheer us on. I was playing alongside, some of my roommates and the people who also lived on my floor, and it was something that we were able to talk about strategies when we were hanging out in the lounge, right, and just having a good time, right. Something that's also big on campus for community building is it's something we have called the Den. It's like our community center where we play pool, ping pong, Super Smash Brothers, right? We watch movies in there. And something that's really big is the pool community, right? Playing billiards. And something that we've established is that after every single game has to end with a handshake. And that's something that's been truly special to me, right? Alongside in the Den, we've done movie nights. We've had super large games of hide and go seek around like the new 2020 side of the school. It's beautiful, right? And so playing those games at night, just gathering large groups of people, having a good time, and so there truly is something special about living next door to your best friends. All right. So to wrap it up, kind of a reflection on my personal growth of living on campus. Living on campus, surrounded by so many people, really helped me come out of my shell. And some of the best advice that I've been given, or that I was given before I actually ended up coming to campus, was saying hello to everyone before anyone has a chance to say hello to you. And that really helps increase my confidence overall. And people are really nicer than they often appear to be. And it just gives you the opportunity, like when you're walking up and down the hill, like you ended up seeing so many faces, so many familiar faces that you know and love. And it's honestly one of the best feelings. You don't feel like a small fish in a large pond, right? You feel like, there's a family of people who are willing to support you, people who share similar experiences to you. And honestly, living on campus here, there's no greater feeling. So, uh, um, oh, also in my first year, I ended up running for a governor position of my building. And although I didn't win, I served as a representative to my building in something called Residence Hall Association. And through Residence Hall Association, I was able to represent my community, right? The people on my floor, the issues that they found troubling, or things that they would have liked to have seen us done, events they'd like to have us hold, right? And I worked really hard in Residence Hall Association, and you could say that the people noticed. And when I ran for president for my second year, I ended up winning unanimously, and I was able to serve as Residence Hall Association president and representing my entire housing community. And that's something, it was a great honor. And I was very grateful for that opportunity. Building community and being a friendly face living on campus truly became a part of my identity. And I've embraced it. Like I say, like, this will be my 4th year working within housing. One of our panelists, Wei Ling Chan, I met her before I even got to campus, and I've been working with her ever since these past 4 years, and it's been great. And to have someone who believes in you, right? And that's what housing is. People, it truly is a family, right? And so working within the housing department has significantly improved my professional development and given me the confidence to know that I'm capable of handling leadership positions, support role positions once I enter the workforce. So yeah, if you do have any questions, again, feel free to put them in the Q&A portion of the meeting. And without further ado, I think that's it for me. I'll go ahead and pass it over back to Ricky. Thank you all for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mac. What an amazing firsthand experience. I know personally speaking, there's no other better way to learn about something than to have someone that's a content expert and who has actually walked through it, right? So that was really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And at this point, a quick reminder to everyone in attendance, if you do have some questions you'd like to ask us, please feel free to use the Q&A button at the lower portion of the screen. Simply click that button, send in your questions. We are already getting quite a few that we will address momentarily. You can get those answered here in this next portion of our program, which is the live question and answer session. So moving into that now, let's go ahead and take the first question. And I would also like to welcome Wei Ling. She's also part of our housing facility there, and she's going to be assisting. And you may have already received a response from her behind the scenes as well. Hi, Wei Ling. Welcome. The first question we'll throw out has to do with the application deadline. Is there still time to apply for on-campus housing?
Yes, this is June 3rd, and tomorrow I would encourage you to maybe after this, I know you don't go to bed until 3 a.m. So you have time to put in your housing application, and we will try to process them tomorrow, June 4th, 11:59. Initially, it's our deadline for housing application and sign contract. So if you were to put them in today, tonight, or even first thing tomorrow, we'll process them, and you should be able to go back in by the end of the day or June 5th morning to sign that, then you're good to go.
Wonderful. Thanks, Wei Ling. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question. So we have a question here. Has a decision been made on how the rooms or the dorm rooms will be occupied? So will we have single rooms available, doubles, or is everything back to normal, triple, quad occupancy?
Yeah, so the only thing we don't have actually are quads. And so we have triples, we have lots of doubles, and we have some limited singles. Our singles is always limited. If you're not first year students, you probably have a little bit more chance of first year students. We tend to prioritize those single rooms or housing accommodation ADA students. And once we took care of those students by compliance, and then it will be open to all the students according to this contract sign date.
Great, thank you again for that information. Our next question. What type of restrictions will students be seeing when they come back to campus? And is there anything that they need to complete before moving to campus?
I think I would encourage you to look at, there should be one in your mission package, and Ricky and Amy maybe have more information. I know that you have to do your flu shots, and then you have meningitis shot. I would encourage you to consult with the Student Health Center. Now for COVID-19, we hope that students would be fully vaccinated before they move in. Move-in is August 21st and 22nd. So that's our hope that our students can do. However, if students don't have a way to get vaccination, when they move in, definitely they will have the opportunity to get vaccination on campus. So that's the plan.
Great information. Thank you. Definitely a good point to remember that you will have the opportunity for that vaccination once you are on campus as well. So definitely in support of that. All right, moving right along. Let's see what else we have here. So we do have someone writing into us asking what things should they plan to bring to campus with them when they move, as well as what types of things should they maybe leave at home?
Well, we have a list. So let's just say after you sign your contract, the next thing that you get to do is roommate selection at early July, and you'll get instructions in your UC Merced email. I would encourage everybody to make sure you activate. I call it your UC Merced email. Make sure you sign up, set it up, because we do send all the housing information to that account. So roommate selections coming up early July, and we'll send you instruction in June, and then you get to participate if you want. After that, mid-July, we will send you your housing assignment with all the move-in information, how to move in, when to move in, day and time, what to expect, all of that. So that is what's coming up now in that email, and also on the website, you will see there's a link and say what to bring, right? And so it's typical list of things, anything that can cause fire safety, open flame, we say leave it at home. A lot of students asking about TV, asking about microwave, asking about micro fridge or fridge. Those are big items for your room. And so I would recommend that once you know who your roommate is, that to have a conversation with the other roommate or the other two roommates to find out who's going to bring what, so that you're not ended up having 3 TVs in there, 3 micro fridge, microwave, that sort of thing. So, but on that website, definitely there's a good list of it. The room is set up with a bed for you, a bed, a twin size bed. You have a desk or a chair. Then you have 2 dressers, and there's the closet. So then there's a bulletin board. You have a light, your desk has some light to it. So you're pretty set in terms of the basic furniture. And it's also on our website. So a lot of these questions, you can definitely go to our housing website and look for FAQ. Right? FAQ has a lot of the information, including what to bring and what not to bring.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And just a quick tip for all of our folks that are in attendance, definitely keep that chat window open. The way you're sending us questions is through the Q&A panel, but we are sending you information through the chat window. So you will be seeing some links available there for the housing website, among a couple of other things there as we continue throughout this program. So keep a lookout there. You can start clicking on those links. They should be opening in a separate tab or separate browser for you, so you can reference those and take a look at them later on as well. So just a quick tip for you. Another question coming in, Wei Ling, are we able to talk a little bit about what the rates are for our housing?
I'm going to also share a link with you, definitely. So the rates are by room type, so single, double, triples, right? And on this website here, you'll see 2 different rates, right? One is for academic year contract and year-round contract. So this year, we have created something new called a year-round contract. Year-round means 12 months. So you have fall, you have spring, and then you have summer 2022, right? So if you're very sure you're going to be here summer 2022, and you want to try to use your financial aid or try to pay it in the fall and spring so that you don't have to pay for summer at all and you'll be here for the summer, then year-round contract is what you want. Now, if you're not sure, right, because I think for me, I'm like, I don't know, summer 2022 seems far away. It's okay. That doesn't mean you cannot get housing in summer 2022 if you decided that you want to do so. You can still apply in the spring to be here for summer 2022. But the year-round, the academic year contract is probably what you're looking for, a majority of the students are looking for, which is fall and spring, right? 9 months. So you come in August, you move out in May. And for some of you that may just decide to come here for summer or stay here for summer school, you can still apply for summer. But if for some reason you're just so sure that you're going to be here summer 2022, year-round contract it's a good idea, right? You pay it in the fall, you pay in the spring, and then you're done. You're here for the summer. You don't have to worry about paying for it in the summer. So that's that. And then the rates is single, double, and triple. So obviously triple is cheaper than double, and double is cheaper than single, right? And so that's how the system is set up in general anywhere. But one question I keep getting is that if I'm in a double or if I'm in a triple, does that mean that my room size is the same as a double? No. So if you're in a triple room, your triple room is bigger than a double, because we have to be able to fit 3 beds, 3 sets of furniture, 3 desks, all the dressers and all that. So generally, triple rooms are bigger than double rooms, and double rooms are bigger than single rooms. And so in terms of the specific rates, I would encourage you to go in and look at this website so you can see it. We have it by semester and as well as by year. So let's just look at a double room, right? A double room for fall 2020 and spring is $6,512 per semester. So then you can see it's $13,023 per year, right? So it is on there for academic year. And then of course we have year-round rate too. It's a little bit higher because you're paying that for the summer as well. So that's how the table is set up and on the website. And then we go to the meal plan, right? The meal plan, it's the table also. So you see unlimited 85, unlimited 250, the highest one, unlimited 600. The difference for all of it is your CAT dollars. So if you choose unlimited 85, that means you get 85 CAT dollars. If you choose unlimited 600, that means you get $600 on your CAT card per semester. So, and then the dining plan, the dining hall, unlimited all you care to eat, it's the same price for all students. It's $2,215 for all students. So that is fixed for all students. Now, one thing I want to explain is unlimited. Unlimited means you can go in as many times as you want all day long as there's a 45 minutes gap, right? So you go at 1 o'clock, you can go again 1:45. So if you go at 2, you can go again 2:45. So that's a 45 minutes gap in there. So all you care to eat mainly says is buffet. So that means you can choose salads, you can choose a combination of protein, you can go for vegan, vegetarian, and then you have, a mix of healthy diet. All those options are in there. So it's essentially, it is buffet style. I hope that helps.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Wei-Ling. So a little bit of a follow-up there. When you were talking about the room size and having single, double, or triple, or even quads at one point, can you also touch on the ratio between students to bathrooms? So what does that look like? Is it 1 bathroom for the entire floor or just a couple of students per bathroom?
Well, these are mostly traditional residence halls, right? What you'll see is that there's a wing like that, normally an L shape. And there's a male-female kind of a situation. So there's a male bathroom and then a male gender inclusive bathroom. There's 2, 1 on each end. And it's the same thing, there's a female bathroom. And in there's like stalls, right? The bathroom stalls and shower stalls. So that is that's all it is on the South Campus. Now you go to the traditional existing North Campus and Half Dome, it has this little pods, I call them. And I think Mac, you lived on the south end your first year, right? And so now you're in Tuolumne and Mariposa. So you got Cathedral, Tenaya, and Half Dome. They have wings, but they're kind of like pods. Like this is one small wing of maybe 6 people sharing this bathroom here. And then across the hall, there's another 6 people or 8 people sharing the bathroom here. Those, I call them pods. And then you go to Mariposa and Tuolumne, right? Those are like, we call it Jack and Jill, A and B. There's 2 beds sharing a bathroom, a private bathroom in the middle. So 4 people sharing a private bathroom, and you do have to clean those bathrooms. I think Mac is in one of those right now. And then you have Valley Terraces. Valley Terraces is like a suites apartment unit. In those units, there may be a double, there may be 2 doubles or a single or 3 doubles. So it could be 4 to 6 people sharing like a bathroom with like a couple of stalls, and then sharing a lounge area in that unit. So that's Valley Terraces. And in Valley Terraces, we don't put fresher students there. So all the students in there they have to be second year or up for Valley Terraces.
Great information, Wei-Ling. I know for me personally, when I was back in college, which was a couple years ago, that was one of my first questions, wondering what type of space that we have to share. As our viewers can hear, we have lots of options on our campus. And we don't really have an old side of campus. We have a newer and a new side, right? So we have lots of options to pick from for you. Okay, so let's take a look here. What else do we have to answer? So another question here, someone is saying that if they were to stay in a dorm or one of our residence halls on campus, how would that impact their financial aid? I have some general information I can share if Wei-Ling, I'm not sure if you have some you'd like to share first.
Yeah, I think the campus has, knowing that particularly the second year students, right? With COVID, you spend your first year at home for majority of you. Is that the campus really want to see you back on campus. They want you to be successful. All my colleagues in student affairs as well as in housing, we've been talking about how to welcome you back and, and make it a better year than last year, and getting involved. And that's why Mac is here tonight to talk about all those things that he got to do and we want you to come back to do. So in terms of the financial aid, I know that this is what I would say, that my colleagues in financial aid has said that they want to help second year students, to make sure that that they get some support. So if you need financial aid for housing, definitely reach out to financial aid. Right? If you have not reached out to financial aid, you want to reach out to financial aid, and I'm sure Ricky can put the contact there. So that has been the message from financial aid. Second year students, if you need to look at your financial aid and for housing, please reach out to them. The cost of attendance that you get from financial aid does include housing and meal plan, right? So the total cost of attendance, if you look at it, I think it's stated $18,000 for housing and meal plan for on campus, right? So, but please do reach out. So I think that they're ready to help you look at more options out there.
Absolutely. Great information again, Wei-Ling. And I did go ahead and drop some information in the chat for everyone. There's a couple links I put. Just the general financial aid website is very helpful. I will admit, though, it can get a bit overwhelming. So take your time and really search through there. And we also have another link that I put there for you that is the cost of attendance. So when Wei-Ling mentioned that $18,000 number, there is a breakdown there. And it's a chart that gives you on campus, off campus, and at home budgets. And as I said, it can get a little overwhelming or hard to understand if this is your first time. So please don't feel that you can't reach out and ask us. I'm also right now going to drop another link in there for you. It's contact information for the Students First Center. What the Students First Center is, if you haven't had an opportunity yet to reach out to them, there are one-stop shops. So they can answer almost any question on campus, but specifically related to admissions, registrar, financial aid, and lots of billing questions as well. So all of this information that we're touching on now, including that cost of attendance and the chart, they will be able to dive into that much deeper with you. And they even have access to your specific financial aid award package. So they can go over every single option. If you have been offered work study hours as a student staff person or non-work study, if you have student loans, parent loans, whatever types of options. Of course, we have lots of free gift aid as well. So they can go over all of that with you and let you know exactly, almost to the penny, what you can expect to have to pay, if anything, out of pocket. So we do have all of those options for you. That, again, the Student First Center link will take you to their contact page. It's a very exciting time for us right now with the Students First Center because they're also offering lots of virtual options for you. So you can do a virtual drop-in where you just drop in, no appointment needed. They also have the appointment option as well. They have chat, they've got email, you can also call them. So that's pretty traditional. And pretty soon you should be able to also see them in person as soon as we all start reopening things on campus. So hopefully that is some good information for you. Even if you don't have questions right at this moment, that would still be something great for you to take a screenshot of, or click on that link to go ahead and get that opened up on a side window so that you can revisit that at your leisure later on. All right, let's move on to the next question. So we have another one that's related to dining. Someone is wondering if we have meal boxes available.
Yeah, so in fact, I think, and Matt can tell you how dining has been, that you know, when you have a diet need, or because of your class, you need to figure out how to get your food at a certain time, the dining staff is always available to work with you. So, you know, if something specific to your diet or box, that whatever that makes sense for you, definitely. If you send an email to dining@ucmerced.edu, I can also drop that in. You can chat with the chefs and the dining manager and ask them questions about some of those options for you.
Great, thanks, Wei Ling. And right now I'd like to shift gears just a bit and toss things back over to Mac. Can you share with our audience tonight, how easy was it, or what was the process for you to make new friends on campus? When you move to a new place, sometimes that can be a bit intimidating. So what would you recommend?
Right, thank you for the question, Ricky. So I would say one of the first things when you're on moving on campus, saying hello to everyone, you know, the people moving in on your floor, and knocking on people's doors, just saying hello and introducing yourself. I'm sure there are many other students just like you who are in a similar position to you, right? They're coming from a new place, they don't know anyone. And so they absolutely be willing to, you know, make friends. So knocking on people's doors like that first night on campus, the first night on campus is super fun. The first weekend, they always have activities for us to do, right? So knocking on people's doors, inviting people to lunch and dinner, right? Like I would just say that's an excellent way to make friends on campus. Joining clubs, going to the new basketball courts that we have, right? Going to the gym, and just kind of like finding a community in what you're interested in. So yeah, I hope that was helpful.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And I can speak as a professional staff person that's been on campus about 6 or 7 years now. When I first started, I didn't know anyone in this area or on campus either. So even though I was a staff person, I was still making new friends. And one of the days I went down to the dining center, I had a student whom I had never met before who just came up. This happened several times, actually, who came up and bought my lunch. I don't know why that happened. Everyone on our campus is just super friendly, and it's a very family kind of oriented type atmosphere. So as Matt gave you some really great tips there, just reach out, saying hello, making that eye contact and connection really goes a long way. So Mac, I'd like to stay with you for just a moment. We had a question coming in asking, how do you enter your room and the building? Can you explain how we use cards for that?
Yeah, so I would say, so depending on what building you're living in, right? Right now, I live in Tuolumne. That was the Jack and Jill style rooms that Wei Ling had alluded to earlier. So what I would do is I would take my key card, right, my ID, right, and I would tap it on a scanner, right. It scans and it lets me in the building, right. And so your key card or your identification card that you're given at orientation, right, that is unique to you. And it only opens the building that you are assigned to. So if I live in Tuolumne, I wouldn't be able to get into Half Dome because I do not live there, right? And once I do enter the building, then I would just take my like my room key and then enter it into the lock and then go from there. So, yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Mac. And Wei Ling, I'll toss this one back over to you. We've got several questions coming in asking how students are paired up with their roommates. Are they able to pick that?
So end of June, you'll get directions on how to do roommate selection. It is optional. You don't have to participate. If you don't, what we do is that we will take your profile, you know, the housing form you completed, asking all those questions. We take that and we use the system. We have a system, housing system that sort of do these matching. And so, for example, one of matching is that somebody who sleeps at 9 o'clock, we're trying to match with somebody who sleeps at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So we don't put somebody who sleeps at 9 o'clock with somebody who's go to bed at 3 a.m. Right? That's one. And smokers, non-smokers. So a list of different things. That's what we try to do. And we use that. If 50% of students want to pick the roommate, the other 50%, they're kind of like, I don't care, just do whatever. And so that's what's happening with roommate selection. So it is early July. So be sure you have your UC Merced emails and check them regularly. I think not just from housing, but from other departments on campus. So make sure you read your email there. I think you'll be okay.
Great, thank you, Wei Ling. And I know we just had a question come in. Someone's asking if we can repeat some contact information. So it looks like the question is related to financial aid. So I will make sure that we drop into chat again in case you missed it. It is contact information for the Students First Center. You will also hear us refer to that often on campus as the SFC, which stands for Students First Center. They are the one stop, so we'll go ahead and get that in there for you. They can answer, as I said before, questions about admissions, financial aid, registrar, and even billing, as well as lots of other things that are across campus. So pretty much if you're feeling like you're a little bit lost or you have various, myriad of questions to ask, feel free to start with the SFC every single time. And I guarantee they will be able to either answer your question as a content expert, or they will at the very least be able to get the resource for you and lots of times even walk you over to that particular office or somehow give you that warm handoff to the correct person. So we'll make sure we put that in the chat for you. Their website though, just quickly, is studentsfirst.ucmerced.edu. And if you'd like to contact them on that site, as I said, we have the link there, but you can just click on contact us at the top of the screen. A couple of options they have for you outside of just regular and traditional contact, which would be email and phone, and also in person eventually. They also have a virtual option. They have chat hours where you can chat in with someone. And it's not a chat bot, it's an actual person that you'll be talking to. And then you also have the option to create a virtual appointment. So just as we're coming to you live here on Zoom, you'll have an opportunity to do that one-on-one with one of their enrollment service advisors. They also have virtual drop-in hours, which means you don't have to have an appointment. If you think of a question, you can just go ahead and drop on in. And those hours are actually going through the evening. So you might want to take a look there and see if, let's say at this time right now, after we're done, if they still have that available, you can go ahead and click on over to them and actually start asking your questions live with them. Hopefully that's helpful. If you guys do have additional questions, feel free to use the Q&A button, the lower portion of the screen. We do still have some more time with you here. You can keep sending those in and we will get them into our queue. The next question I'd like to toss out: if a student applies for housing, but they're not selected, does that mean that they don't have any other options? Do they have to then just take online courses?
Yeah, so as far as I know, all instructions are in person in the classroom. So definitely, if you apply, if you want housing on campus, if you get your application in today, I think you're fine. But just let's just say that doesn't work out for you for whatever reason. I would also encourage you to check out off-campus housing. Right, there's my colleagues, Martin Reed will be ready to, will always be ready to help you with off-campus housing. I can drop the email as well. So for those of you who may be, still looking for housing here in the area, it's off-campus housing at ucmerced.edu. I'm going to drop that in for you, och@ucmerced.edu.
Wonderful. Thank you, Wei Ling. So again, a couple more questions coming in. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So will students who have never been to UC Merced due to COVID-19 pandemic, do they have an opportunity to have a campus tour?
Yes, I think that if you go to the Student Visitor Center and you can just basically, you can talk to somebody actually, and they're the friendliest people. I've gone by just to talk to the students and the staff. So they're ready to, if you're interested in in-person tour, there's also what's been going on. I see a lot of people have been coming through campus to do the drive-through tour. The drive-through tour is still going. You can come in anytime. And as you come into campus, there's a checkpoint. And once you get through the checkpoint, you see all the sign. And you can just sort of scan the barcode, and then you can just do that tour and walk around. go to the bookstore and all of that stuff. The only thing is that on the north side of campus that you can't get into residence hall because the students in there and with COVID policy still. But the Student Visitor Center will be able to help you out to look at a couple of showrooms we have on the north side as well as on the south side.
Wonderful. And I can speak from personal experience. I've recently been on campus myself, and the showrooms are beautiful and they're very accurate to what it will look like when you're there with all of your belongings and UC Merced gear and Bobcat spirit everywhere. So definitely a great thing to take advantage of getting a look inside. And speaking of that, in the chat, we have gone ahead and forwarded on to you the website. So you can take a look there and get yourself signed up for a guided or self-guided tour. So we do have a couple options. On that website, you will also find some virtual ideas there as well. You can take a drone tour. So we do have some videos there where you can get a bird's eye view that you wouldn't necessarily have that experience if you're there in person and walking on normal ground level, right? So you'll get to see the campus from the air. And more exclusively, just a couple days ago, we actually did some Instagram live tours where we had some current Bobcats who are tour guides that they took us on a little tour around some hot places on campus, including some of those showrooms. So if you'd like to take a look at those, they have moved over to our IGTV. The admissions Instagram account is at Life at UC Merced. And the one for the tours and the Welcome Center is also on Instagram, and theirs is UC Merced Tours. So we'll go ahead and get those put into chat and you can take a look at those as well. And we also have some from last summer, so you can take a look at some other areas of campus. Also, while you're there, you might as well add us and keep following because we do have more of those tours coming up in the next couple of weeks for different areas of campus. And it's a great way that you can connect with us live. We will be there answering your comments as well as we're engaging with you throughout those tours. So please take a moment and take a look there. The next question, someone is asking if they can get a CAT card for their second year.
Yes. So if you have not gotten your CAT card your second year, definitely I would encourage you to do it soon. Is to go to catcard.ucmerced.edu or email catcard@ucmerced.edu and let them know that you need a CAT card. Or when you go onto the website, you'll see the direction. How do you take a picture and upload a picture? And then they can send it to you, or when you move in, and you can come to the CAT card office to pick it up. So definitely the staff at CAT card, definitely will make sure to answer your question, help you out through the process to make sure you get a CAT card.
Wonderful. And Mac, I'd like to toss it back over to you. I know you've already given us some great insight into your experience living on campus, but what would you say would be your most favorite or maybe one of your top 5 moments of actually experiences that you've had in the residence halls themselves?
Ooh, that's a great one. Thank you, Ricky, for that question. I think, like I mentioned, some of the best experiences I've had are the games and fun activities that we create ourselves. We've had large games of hide and go seek on the 2020 side, right? With members on our floor, the games get intense, especially when you play at night, right? It's more difficult to see and you're running around, you're with your friends, it's just, I would say that was a really good time. A couple of our friends, one day, like a week or so before finals, it was starting to wrap up. A couple of my friends, we all have skateboards, right? And so we were just all holding hands and going down Scholars Lane and trying to see how fast we could go, right? And so that was super fun. People were cheering us on the side. So it was just super fun, something random we just decided to do. Something else, I'd probably say joining an intramural team with the people living on my floor. Not everyone on our floor played, but everyone on our floor came and supported. And so that's something, again, that's super great about living on campus is that the people around you, they almost become like family. So yeah, I would say those are some of my top moments from living on campus. So yeah.
Wonderful. And also, while we have you here, have you attended any of our campus events such as Coachella, Treats and Beats, any of the movie nights, any of those types of activities?
I have. Wow, those are truly special. Like a lot of times they can be some people's like first actual concerts. We've had some great artists come perform here on campus. We've had E40, Wale. My favorite was Ella May. She came my freshman year. That was absolutely great. They come and they bring treats and beats, like it's like a concert, right? And they'll come and they'll bring carnival games, carnival rides, right? There's a Ferris wheel, teacups, and all that jazz. They bring food trucks. There's apparel that we can buy, right, for Treats and Beats specifically, for Coachella, like Coachella, but it's like our own twist on it, right? Some of those events, like they're absolutely insane. They're super fun. Everyone goes. And so, yeah, those are really fun.
Great. And also hanging out with you for just one more question. Can you share with the audience how you were able to work with transportation, either if you ever at any point had your own vehicle or if you took advantage of the cat tracks that we offer or any other type of transportation options?
Right. So my first and second year, I did not have a car on campus. And so what we would do is we would take the bus into town. And what you would do is you would go on the Transportation and Parking Services website. You will be able to find the bus schedule there. Whenever friends, whenever we'd like to go grab groceries or go into town, grab something to eat, look at the bus schedule, say, hey, it's leaving at 3:15. Let's be at the bus stop by 3:10. And you head out to the bus stop, take the bus, and it's real easy. As far as like bringing your car, I think I'm not too sure what the policy may be in the future for transportation and parking services. I know that they allowed very few people to have cars on campus this year, solely because we did not have any commuters coming to campus. And I'm not sure if that policy will change, but I definitely recommend just staying on top of the Transportation and Parking Services website, possibly sending them an email and seeing whether or not housing residents specifically will be able to have cars on campus. So, and you do have to pay for a parking permit. And there are certain places you can and cannot park. So just paying attention to that is super important. So yeah.
Yes. Can I add, Ricky, about parking?
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, so there's definitely parking for students living on campus. All you have to do is to go to the TAPS Transportation and Parking Services website. Application for students starting July 15. So July 15, you can start putting in your application for parking permit on campus.
Wonderful. And also another quick tip, they do also have a Twitter account that we'll go ahead and I will send that over through chat for you as well. I know that I've seen in the past that they do update that during the semester when they might have some changes to routes or maybe times. If a bus is running early or late, you can always track that there as well. And it's also on their website. So we'll make sure we put that link in as well. All right. So thank you both for that information. Super helpful as always. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what other questions we have coming in here. So when should students find out which rooms they will be assigned?
They're going to get the housing assignment mid-July. So all students will get the housing assignment mid-July. And so that is, we'll send all the information when to move in. We stagger students with move in, and so that you're not waiting a long time trying to get from the parking lot to unload, right? And so and we have been also recruiting move-in volunteers. So when you sign up for your housing application, you can still go back to your housing portal to change things if you want, like your meal plan, move-in volunteer, for example. You can sign up to be a move-in volunteer. What you'll do is that you will come and move in 2 days early. And the fun thing of it is that you're going to meet everybody coming in because you're going to help them move in, right? So that's really what's fun about it. And people that have done it just love it because they get to make friends day one. So, but definitely we welcome you to participate. All
right. Well, as we are nearing the end of our hour-long program, what I'd like to do is offer both of our panelists here a moment to kind of offer some last words of advice or words of wisdom that we would like to present over to our attendees. And actually let me pause for just a moment. We have a few more questions coming in. So let's see. Are students from other residence halls allowed in their friends' residence halls or rooms?
For fall, this last fall, no. This summer, we're still doing the same policy, but it says that no for fall. Our lounges will be open, our kitchen will be open, and so the visitation will be open. I think that's why we focus so much on getting fully vaccinated before you come to campus, right? So it's a community health issue. The more the community is vaccinated, the higher percentage of it, the more that we can open up. And so that's our hope with that. So
wonderful. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who's been in attendance, sending us in these wonderful questions. And as I said, at this time, we'd like to go ahead and start closing up our 1 hour program. And I'd like to start off with Mac. If you can offer our attendees your best advice for them to prepare to moving here, and also just to kind of get off on the right foot whenever they do move here and become a Bobcat.
Right. Thank you, Ricky. I would say one of the first things is, for college specifically, is stay on top of your email. That's how a lot of communication happens. And I know a lot of people who miss deadlines simply because they don't check their email. It's super simple. Once you set up your email, you can download the Outlook app and, get notifications on your phone to check your email. Something else would be say hello to everyone before anyone gets the chance to say hello to you. It really does wonders for your confidence. You truly see how nice people actually are, and you build a family that way. And something else, I would say manage your time effectively, and stay focused in school. There's a lot of time for fun in college, but I think something a lot of people they have FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Oh, I'm going to miss this if I don't go. Maybe I should just skip out on my homework. Definitely don't do that. Just be proactive and do your homework. And then when the fun times do come up, right, spontaneously, your work is already done and you can, go relax and without anything to worry about. So, yeah.
And Wei-Ling, same question for you. Do you have any last minute words of advice that you would like to offer our attendees?
Yes, I would say all of that Mac has talked about. There's two things. One is that I get a lot of questions on the phone these days about looking for a job on campus. I think, like Mac said, check your email. But I would also say if you are looking for a job for fall, don't wait. Go sign up for Handshake. Student employment. You have this program called Handshake. Sign up and make sure and start applying. Those jobs will begin to open now. A lot of our colleagues are looking for student employment in August, and they're opening up here, June, July, right, August. So if you're really wanting to look for a campus job, definitely start looking in student employment. And the other thing I would say is that whether you live on campus or off campus, stay engaged, get involved, make up the year you miss, make it better this year. And for students, even the third and fourth year students, if you're in the group, the campus has grown. And so come back, see the campus. Definitely, have fun, enjoy. I think the college years, definitely living on campus to me it's definitely memorable. So I encourage you to come back to campus.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much. Our expert panelists, everybody, big round of applause for all that personal experience from Mac, as well as the expert information coming directly from housing from Wei-Ling. And as I said, this has just been a great opportunity for everyone to hopefully get all of their housing questions answered, and also hear that great firsthand experience from a current Bobcat who has actually gone through the steps and is already looking towards graduation. So Thank you again to our expert panelists. Before we do let you go, I would like to give a couple of little hits here. We do have a website for you that is called doyourpart.ucmerced.edu. On that website, you are going to find a lot of great helpful information related to COVID-19 and our response at UC Merced, as well as how we're moving forward with campus planning and our return in the fall, because we are Bobcats and we are coming back in the fall. So take a look there. If you do have some questions, we have lots of frequently asked questions listed there and constantly updating that as things do kind of change, or if anything does change. Another tip is we also have the housing website. We've mentioned that several times tonight or referenced that. It has all of the rates and the things of what you should bring, things that you should leave at home. All of those types of bits of information will be there for you. So we'll continue to drop this information in the chat. So go ahead and take a look. You could do a screenshot or start clicking on those links before we do wrap up. We also have a great admissions page that is admitted.ucmerced.edu. You'll find, again, a plethora of information there for you related to all the next steps that you need to know about before you actually move here and before you actually arrive in the fall. So there's lots of things that you need to take care of between now and then. Once again, my name is Ricky Hill, and I'm an e-recruiter here at the University of California, Merced. It has been a great honor and pleasure to meet you here virtually, and we hope to see you back on campus in the fall. Bobcats are back. We will see you soon. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.